Today, I'm going to be giving you an exclusive behind-the-scenes look with my new radio show, Plum Pudding on NPR. In 3, 2, 1, we are live.
Hello, and welcome to Plum Pudding on NPR. My name is Alex, and today I'm joined by leading particle physicist Dr. Baldino Kates.
Glad to be here, Alex.
So your new book is coming out soon, correct?
Yes, my new publication of writings, Atomic Theory a Historia, was released last week. I am super pumped to finally share my love for atomic history with the world.
Why atomic history, Dr. Kates?
From a young age, I was fascinated by the idea that such little things could exist and still have so much in them.
So you've always cared about atoms.
You bet. For my first birthday, I was Democritus for Halloween. If you didn't know, he was the first person to think of the principle of an atom. Back in Greece, though, they didn't know much about what an atom could be structurally, so his ideas were pretty basic.
But his ideas were obviously important and people cared about them hundreds of years later.
Well, no, actually, after him, for the next 2,000 years or so, no one really cared about him until Dalton.
Were you him too for Halloween?
Yes, actually, on my third birthday. Dalton revived Democritus' ideas in the early 19th century by adding theories about atomic structure. He knew that atoms of an element were identical, while atoms of different elements have different masses. This is what became known as the hard spheres model.
Seems pretty hard to understand.
Yes, which is why it was simplified again.
And I'd love to hear about your next Halloween costume, but we're gonna have to take a short break for our sponsors.
Alright, good job, guys. Take a couple.
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so.
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
Okay, we're back on in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Plum Pudding on NPR. I'm here once again with author, aspiring physicist, Dr. Baldino Kates.
I was just about to tell you about my 5th Halloween. It was a beautiful night. Candy flowed through the streets. I was dressed as the prestigious J.J. Thompson. That night I gorged on Skittles and plum pudding.
Fantastic.
Oh yes, I do believe that this is the namesake of your show. And do you know why?
I have no idea.
Thomson theorized that the atom had even smaller particles within it and positive and negative charges.
Protons and neutrons.
Yes, but even Thomson, in all of his greatness, was incorrect. He thought negative and positive particles were evenly distributed throughout the atom. What an idiot.
Dr. Kates, this evenly distribution within the atom is the plum pudding model, with the raisins representing the electrons.
You've studied!
False.
Darn. For my 7th birthday, I was Rutherford, who I like to call the Golden Man.
I don't care.
Rutherford shot positive particles at gold foil, and since most of them passed through, he determined atoms were mostly empty space. Less than 0.01% of these alpha particles were deflected, which was an important discovery for the atomic mass research.
And this further showed that the nucleus was positive. I mean, it was the only source of deflection.
You're on the money, eh, Fry? Moving on to my 9th birthday, I dressed up as Bohr. He improved upon discoveries of Rutherford by concluding that negative electrons traveled on orbitals around a nucleus.
which is the current model.
Not the case. Bohr still thought electrons travel on fixed paths. The quantum theory electron cloud model demonstrates that instead of orbitals being fixed lines, electrons actually can move freely within a determined space, the actual definition of the orbital. They are indeed just regions where electrons are likely located.
Now this is the current model.
Yes, this is the current model.
Well, that'll do it for this segment of the show. Next week, we hope to get a new physicist.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, it was a pleasure. More than you will ever know.
We will now demonstrate the Rutherford gold foil model
With an egg.
and this piece of gold foil.
So, how did you enjoy your first interview, Dr. Kates?
We forgot to add Erwin Schrödinger.
Who?
He developed the quantum mechanics atom theory.
And why didn't he get into your interview?
I was just so loosened up. And the cloud model, so important.
Okay, is that all?
That's all.